Act 3. Turning burnt pages. Holding hands and Sakura and a matchstick. Holding hands presumably being me and Yuri, Sakura being the book, and the matchbox being... I don't know what to put off the matchbox, but... Sayori. Oh my goodness. There's a time skip again, and that's presumably because we don't even know the track of... We can't check the time. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. Ever since I heard about Sayori, I haven't left my house. The only time I leave my bed is to eat and use the bathroom. Mainly the latter, as I rarely choose to eat. The pain from my empty stomach is the only thing I can feel anymore. I can't believe I couldn't save my best friend. I was the only person who could, and I chose not to. Several soft pounds on my door. I don't respond. Yuri's muffled voice comes from the other side of the door. Midas? Please come out. It's the same line every day. And every day I refuse to move. I failed everyone. I can't show my face anymore to anyone or risk bringing them only pain. Please? You have to believe it wasn't your fault. Lies. It's all lies. She wasn't there when Sayori handed me her heart. She wasn't there when I crushed it and dropped it onto the floor. You can't just stay in your room for the rest of your life. You have to come out and talk to me. Please just listen to me. Doesn't she understand that I don't want to be helped? Oh my goodness. We're on the flip side of things. Like, I know it's not cutting, it's our best friend being hanged, but this is basically the coin being flipped, or the tables being turned. Yuri's the one who's trying to reach out to us. You dense MC, please answer. Help is for people who deserve it. Very well then. Don't talk to me. I just wanted to give you this. A paper slides underneath my door threshold. I lay in my bed for a while before getting it up. I pick up the piece of paper. Ooh! We even have Yuri's signature, use it. Her version of okay everyone. And I'm actually pretty happy that we have custom homes. A bird in the sky. A human can never understand how a bird feels. A bird has wings that allow it to soar highly, but a human can never truly understand that feeling. A human can only go so high with their own being. We look up at the blue sky with envy, with the hope to experience the feeling of true freedom. Like a bird that soars through the sky, and the bird may never be able to understand the feelings of us. While it may be on the ground for a moment, it can take off its own accord. It can take off on its own accord. So we look up into the sky with curiosity, and hope may one day feel as weightless as a bird. Very easy to understand. Considering Yuri's poems, this is basically, we can never understand the feelings of one guy, and we just envy them. We want to understand them, but we just can't. Huh? Yuri's poems are usually very symbolic and cryptic, but I have no issue deciphering this one. This poem is about Yuri and me. I represent a bird that can fly to its heart's content, and she looks at me with envy. Even with everything I've done, she still holds me highly. But why? I wipe a stray tear from my eye. Under the threshold I can spot a shadow. I slowly turn the knob. Yuri barrels through and crashes into me! Oh my goodness. I stumble and somehow seat us onto my bed. She grips me tightly and cries into my chest. Midas? I wrap my arm around her. She lightly pounds onto my chest. Don't you ever do that again! For my sake. She stares at me blankly, and then goes back into burying her face in my chest. I thought I lost you. I'm sorry, Yuri. You see now that I'm just a failure. Don't say that. Please don't say that. She continues to stare at me. I meet her gaze. Her soft lavender eyes, red from tears, pierced into my own. Why are you here? Like you said to me, when you love someone, you don't give up, because giving up is too devastating. Love. Such a stupid and confusing word. That word that caused all of it. Yet I can't get out of my head. The poem you wrote, is it really how you feel? Yuri nods. She's not crying anymore. I was lost in my own little world. I had pushed everyone away thinking it would be better, but I was only imprisoning myself. But you're strong. You can do anything. You showed me that how I can be like that as well. My goodness. I'm not who you think I am. You've placed me on this high pedestal I can never reach. Look at me, Yuri. Look at what I've caused. Yuri places her hand on my cheek. It's warm and soft. Mountains can never rise without earthquakes. Don't let this moment define who you are. I continue to stare deeply into her eyes. Maybe she's right. I've been beating myself up because of what happened to Sayori. I've become what I've been trying to help others avoid. You helped me. It's my turn to help you. You don't have to suffer alone anymore. With that statement, I break down. I no longer hide my feelings. Yuri and I both begin to stream tears. We sit there in silence, holding each other. Oh, I got you something. What? Yuri exits the room. She quickly returns. She pulls out a bag from her own back. From behind her back. She pulls a bag out from behind her back, sorry. What is this? Just something. A thank you gift. For everything you've done. You didn't have to do that. I know. Yuri gives me a soft smile. I begin to reach inside the bag. I feel something solid like it's a block of wood. I pull it out. It's an old portable radio? I found it in an antique store downtown. I thought it was cute, and I know how much you like music. I run my hands along the edges until I reach its dials. Assuming this is from Panic at the Disco. Oh, yeah. Oh my god! I'm sorry. I just really like 3 Days Grace. Oh my god. You're an angel in the dark. Never thought you'd fall so. I look back up at Yuri. Oh my goodness. Oh. I look back up at Yuri. Thank you. There's more. More? I reach into the bag again. I pull the item out. It's a picture frame with a portrait of Yuri. I'm not very good with gifts. Believe me, Yuri. A picture of, like, if you're gonna give your partner a picture of yourself, never a wrong gift. Never a bad gift. Do girlfriends normally give portraits of themselves to their boyfriends? Not usually in this context, but it doesn't matter. I love it. And I love you. Yuri slides next to me and rests her head on my shoulder. I stare at her. Love. Still such an odd word for me. Every time it exits my mouth, I feel strange. But I'll continue to tell it to Yuri. Because this is the girl I fell in love with. January 5th. A very important day. Oh! Today is Yuri's birthday. Wait. Was this stated before? Monica's is basically the anniversary of the DLC. I don't know when Natsuki's is, and I don't know when Sayori's is. So apparently Yuri's is January 5th. Okay. And I have something very special planned for today. I checked the time. 6 AM. I woke up extra early to prepare. The day shall be perfect, and this morning sun agrees. Hopefully. Please don't tell me that this day will mess up. First things first, I have to make sure the gift is ready. What are we even giving her? I pull out my phone and dial a number. Hello? Yo, Kenji, can you do me a favor? Kenji's an old friend of mine from school. Okay. What do you want? I begin to tell Kenji the surprise I need him to help me with. I don't know, man. What's in it for me? Why don't we just call it even for when I gave you money for pizza? I told you I'd pay you back, man. Look, can you do it or not? Sure, I'll do it. Us guys gotta stick together. Thank goodness he's not gonna double cross us. Hopefully. I mean, that's what usually happens. At least from my experience from these kinds of stories. Yeah, thanks. I hang up. I don't mention who the surprise is for, but I'm pretty sure Kenji doesn't like women for whatever reason. Okay. Anyway, with that done, it's now time to start the next phase of the plan. By the time I almost done cooking, Yuri walks down. Midas, what is this? Waffles! They smell amazing. I scooped the waffles off the pan and placed them onto plates. Yuri, you've been served. Thank you. Yuri reaches to grab a plate, but I intercept her. You know, in some countries it's tradition to kiss the cook. Okay. And what country is that? Italy? Yuri gives you a quick stare before breaking into a smile. Very well then. It worked. She gives me a quick kiss and proceeds to grab her plate. Wait. Is that actually true? You seem to brighten up this morning. Of course, today's a special day. It's not that special. I imitate her voice. It's not that special. Of course it's special. And we're going to celebrate. What do you normally like to do on your birthday? Normally I spend them alone. Well, this is awkward. Anyway, I have some plans for us today. And what are those? I wag my finger in front of Yuri. Nope, it's a surprise. Throughout our conversation, Yuri and I have already finished breakfast. I'll take that for you. I grab the plates and place them in the sink. Midas, you can't ignore what happened yesterday. Where did that come from? What do you mean? You're acting all bouncy and cheery. I mean, yesterday we were all depressed in our room because of what happened to Sayori. Oh my goodness. It's a complete 180 on how you're behaving this past week. I dropped my cheery facade. I'm sorry. But believe me when I say I'm not depressed anymore. I want to move on. People who dwell on the past get left behind. So how about we get out of here and start our day? I mean, let's leave that worry aside for now, Yuri. I mean, I understand why you're worried, but today's your birthday. So... okay. Yuri and I find ourselves walking through downtown. Let's look at the first thing on our list. I pull out a slip of paper. May I see? No, I told you, it's a surprise! Now let's see. I hold the paper close to my face so Yuri can't see. It's blank. What? Okay. I never wrote my plans down on it. Alright then. I crumple the slip of paper and jam it into my pocket. Let's go this way. Well, if you have an actual plan or not, winging it is usually the best option whenever you're trying to go hang out with someone. Alright, here we are. What is this place? It's a poetry slam. I hope you don't expect me to read in front of people. Don't worry, we're just here to enjoy ourselves. Ooh. This is cool. It's darkened in here with the exception of spotlights shining on an area in the end of the room. Yuri takes a seat at an empty table. I'm gonna go grab us some drinks. Yuri nods in acknowledgement as I walk towards the bar. I rest my arm on the bar and wave over the bartender. What can I get you? How about a menu? She hands me the menu and walks away. I read it over. What the hell is this? It's all just weird vegan meals and hipster drinks. What kind of godforsaken place is this? I get the bartender's attention. These are some weird menu items. Yeah, we only do fully organic menu items here. We don't believe in the consumption of ravaging dead animals to fuel our human bodies. And all of our drinks here are made with only fully organic and imported ingredients straight from South America. I stretch my neck over her shoulder to see a crate of avocados from Mexico. We only use ingredients found in the wild, untouched by tyrannical hands of man. Well, okay then. In that case, I'll just have 2 waters. Whatever. The bartender rolls her eyes at me and unenthusiastically pours the drinks. Thank you. I arrive back at our table. Here you go. They place the glasses on the table. Yuri doesn't acknowledge me. But why? Oh, she's entranced by the poet performing. I wouldn't exactly say this is my ideal hangout spot, but if Yuri is enjoying herself, then I'm happy as well. I listen to the poet on stage. He's a tall dude with thick-rimmed glasses, torn jeans, and wavy hair. I stand there, lost in my thoughts. A butterfly watches me. I emerge from my cocoon and join the butterfly, and I fly. He takes a bow, and the crowd erupts into snaps. I'm not a poet, but apparently talking in short bursts is what you're supposed to do when performing. Suddenly another man walks onto the stage. He leans into the microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a short intermission. He walks off and the room slowly begins to fill with people's conversations. I lean over to Yuri. This is pretty cool, huh? Yuri looks at me. This is rather extravagant. It reminds me of when we first shared poems to each other. I'm glad you like it. I remember I used to be so nervous around you. Yeah. It really makes me happy to see you come out of your shell. I never would have thought in my life. I never thought my life would turn out like this. Yuri appears to be reminiscing about her past. You mind if I ask you a question? Go ahead. What got you into writing exactly? That's a great question. I wouldn't say it was exactly one thing that got me into writing. But if I had to choose one, I would say the biggest influence was my mother. But why? Okay, my mother was very adept in literature. She loved Shakespearean classics especially. When I was a little girl, she would always read to me. Whenever she went away on business, I would read to myself. Whenever I did, it almost felt like she was still there, reading with me. Around the age of 11, I began writing my own short stories to share with my mom. Whenever she came home for a trip, I would immediately rush towards her. Mommy, look! Is what I would tell her. I wrote a story for you! And then my mom would make us each a cup of tea, and we would sit on the couch as I read her the story I wrote. When I look back on it, they weren't really that good, but yet they hold a lot of value to me. Wow, that's really sweet. It's nice to take a trip down memory lane every once in a while. Thank you, Midas. For what? Because you're the first person to bring me that same feeling of joy I used to have with my mother. Yuri looks back towards the stage. It warms my heart hearing that she would put me on the same level as her mother. I mean, that's more. That's more than enough to make someone happy. And hearing about all the memories she has makes me want to protect her even more. I turn my attention back to the stage. It looks like they're preparing for the next performer. I peek next to the stage to catch a glimpse of who it is. Oh no! Oh no! It's Monica! I see a teen girl with emerald eyes and a large white bow in her hair. Oh shit! Yuri? Huh? Let's get out of here, we got more places to go to. But we just got here, and what about the next performance? Don't worry about it. I grab her hand and we rush out of the club. I hope she didn't see us. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's continue on. We spent a few hours exploring downtown before returning back to my place. Yuri's getting ready for our next destination. Why is she getting ready? And okay, I'm treating her for a fancy dinner. Yuri comes back down. Wow, you look beautiful. I'm wearing the same thing as I was earlier. Exactly! I know. You just look beautiful no matter what. Yuri looks away shyly. Well, Shall we? I hold my hand out for Yuri. Let's go. She places her delicate hand in mine and we take off. Ooh! I can't recall, but I kinda know this painting. I just don't know where I saw it and what is it depicting. You take your seats at our booth. Midas, this is beautiful. Looking around, seeing all the rich people with their rich people clothes on, I feel a little out of place. I wonder if Dr. Langton eats here. I probably look embarrassing right now. What do you mean? Everyone is just so classy here. Meanwhile, I just put on regular clothes. We stick out so much because of me, don't we? It seems to be really bothering her. I mean, if you were really dating me, Yuri, I would just wear black pants, black sneakers, and a black shirt. That's all I'll ever wear. 90% of the time. I mean, I'm not really bothered by it. Yuri, listen. It's not really that big of a deal. Nobody's staring at you. And if they are, it's most likely because they're shocked that such a beautiful person can exist. You don't really mean that. I do. Thank you, Midas. The waiter comes by and places menus before us. How are you two doing today? Great. Wonderful. May I start off with any drinks? I'll just have a water. He scribbles with his notepad before returning to Yuri. And for you, ma'am, may I have some Cabernet? I raise my eyebrow. I don't know if I'm butchering that pronunciation, but I'm just reading it as I know it. I raise my eyebrows. The waiter opens his mouth for a second, but closes his back up and he writes the order. Yuri looks and acts fairly mature and older than what she actually is, but I'm still surprised she didn't ask her for an ID. I mean, it's canon in the games that Yuri is like... They're all the same age, but Yuri is canonically viewed as someone that's more older than the other girls in the club. That's what I know, at least. Or at least that's just... I don't know, that's just how I see things. Will that be all? I'm not sure if that was canon or not. Yeah, he walks off. Wine? Only a little. If that's okay with you. Hey, it's your world, Yuri. I'm just living in it. Seeing her shyly giggle makes all the money this is going to cost me worth spending. Now, don't go getting tipsy on me, alright? We still have other places to go after this. I won't, I promise. We pick up our menus. I nearly go into cardiac arrest. These prices are outrageous! I try hard not to show any facial expressions to Yuri. Midas, these prices are very high. I can help pay for... Don't worry about it, Yuri. You don't have to worry about money today. Thank you. The waiter returns, drinks in hand. Are you two ready to order? He pulls out his pen and slaps it against his notepad. May I have a smoked salmon? Fine choice. Expensive choice. He turns to me. And for you, sir? All of these are so pricey. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. I'll just say food. Fettuccine Alfredo. I like pasta. Plus, it's a relatively cheap menu item. Is chicken okay? Do you want to upgrade the shrimp for a few more dollars? Who do I look like? Bill Gates? No, thank you. It's fine how it is. Of course. He takes our menus and heads off. Hopefully Yuri doesn't catch on how nervous I am about paying for all of this. Then again, I only have myself to blame for picking this place. The waiter returns with our meals. Enjoy your food. I stop myself from accidentally saying you too as he walks off. I dig in. The pasta is amazing. The texture of the noodles is super smooth combined with the sauce. Together they make a fantastically savory flavor. I can spot a few grill marks on the kitchen beneath the white Alfredo. It's cooked perfectly even, which only adds to the already great meal. Yuri starts to dig into her meal as well. Judging by her face, her food is just as good. I can smell the salmon from where I sit. The aroma coming from the plate makes me feel like I'm at a resort on a private island. Are you also getting a nostalgic feeling from this place? I craned my neck left and right. Growing up, my parents didn't really have a lot of money, so coming to places like this was a rare commodity. Not really, but I'm guessing you come with your mother here at times? My family and I usually ate at home all the time. Very rarely would we go out, more or less somewhere as fancy as this. When I was a little girl, my mother and I would often go to places like this. She was a big fan of wine, so this is where you get it from. Perhaps. A large smile grows on my face. Yuri has such a contagious laugh. I mean, I can't exactly copy it, but if Yuri were to laugh in real life, I would probably feel some butterflies inside. I guess just listening to the music just brings me back. Also, just being here with someone I truly care about is very nice as well. My cheeks begin to turn the same shade as Yuri's half-eaten salmon. You don't have any fond memories of your parents? Fond memories. I subconsciously start to rub my chin. I remember one thing. I begin to chuckle to myself recalling the memory. Is that so? Way back when my mom was in the kitchen cooking and she had all these spices and ingredients sitting on the corner or the counter. Me, being the nosy 9-year-old I was getting in the way of a lot. Eventually my mom got pretty annoyed and needed a way to get me out of the kitchen. Now, my mother was a very creative lady, let me tell you. She pointed to a bottle and said, "Sweet pea, can you hand me that?" Aw, she called us Sweet Pea. I mean, I don't know if it's a very common thing to call your son, but my mom never called me that. So I grabbed the brown bottle and all of a sudden a sweet aroma filled my little nostrils. The bottle smelled like I had walked into a bakery on an early Sunday morning. My mom looked at me and asked if I liked the smell. I nodded my head vigorously in response. With a sadistic grin, my mom looked at me and said, "Why don't you take a sip?" Me, being the naive 9-year-old I was, pressed the bottle against my lips, tilted my head all the way back and took a huge swig of whatever liquid was inside. What happened next? What happened next will shock you. As soon as the stuff touched my tongue, it felt like my mouth was rinsed out with perfume. I completely spit out what I drank on the floor and nearly threw up. Or maybe I did throw up, I don't really remember. All I remember was the mouth tasted like a car tire and my breath smelled like peppermint. I'm sorry, that's just extremely funny. My mom thought so too. Turns out the bottle was straight vanilla extract. And the reason my mouth tasted like perfume, like the perfume department, was because vanilla extract contains about 40% alcohol. It must have been awful. Well, while you're here laughing, I'm actually amazed. I didn't know it was like that. I mean, I don't usually go to the kitchen very often. It was. But I guess when I look back on it, it's actually a really nice memory of what my family used to be like. Yuri shifts her body and places her hand over mine. It's warm and soft as always. It makes me wonder what kind of hand soap she uses. How about a toast? Okay. Yuri raises her cabernet and I follow with my water. Here's to the ones we hold in our arms. To the ones we keep close to our heart. To the one I choose to live by. Together till death do us part. Aww. That's a lovely poetic toast, but I paid no attention as I watched Yuri's wine glass approach mine. And together our glasses collide. That's actually pretty sweet, not gonna lie. With a full stomach, I push my plate aside and call for the waiter. He hands me the bill. Alright, let's see what kind of a heart attack am I gonna get. I read the bill. If I wasn't attached to a heart rate monitor, I'd be going off the charts! Is everything okay? Yeah. What? You think a little bit of money is gonna put me down? I hand the waiter my card. Are you sure you don't want me to? I wave my hand up to signal her to stop. It's perfectly fine. It's just money. A smile on your face, however, that's priceless. You sure know how to treat a lady, Midas. Just doing my boyfriend duties. The waiter hands me my card. Plus, you already know how I get my money. The waiter gives me an odd glance. Glaze. I'm probably think that's glance, but it's mistyped as glaze. Great, now he probably thinks I'm some sort of drug dealer. Is there anything else I can do for you? No, this was really great. You two enjoy your evening. He walks off. Evening? I checked my watch. I mean, come on. The background used is depicting nighttime. I checked my watch. I'm not wearing a watch. I checked my phone. The sun will be setting soon. Alright. I clap my hands twice. Next destination. I drop my tip on the table and we take our leave. After our lunch, we decided to take a walk through the park. It's a nice afternoon, perfect for my last surprise. Midas, where are we going? Back to our special place. Yuri practically glows. I like that place. I know. I think it'll be a great place to watch the sunset. That would be wonderful. Here we are back at the clearing. Hopefully Kenji went through with the favor I asked of him. What is it exactly? This is truly breathtaking. Yuri is off in the distance already and captured by the scenery. With that, I sneak off behind some bushes. Oh my goodness, we're leaving her! This is where Kenji planted the surprise. I come back to Yuri. Yuri? Yes? She turns around and freezes. Her mouth falls on the to the floor. What are we having? What's our surprise? She doesn't utter a single word. Oh, wait, this is because... In the book of Infinite Isolation, it was depicted with the Sakura being just outside the jail cell, and then the next book, or the sequel to that book, is a Sakura's Guide. I don't know if that's the correct title, but it had Sakura in it. Oh my goodness! In my hands is a baby cherry blossom. I had to pull a few strings to get it, but seeing the look on Yuri's face tells me it was all well worth it. You can't have a birthday without a birthday present. I slowly lower the tree onto the ground. How did you... I know some people. She continues to stare at the baby Sakura. I don't know what to say. Hold that thought. I run back over to the bushes. There's also 2 shovels staying on the ground. I pick them both up and return to Yuri and the baby tree. Would you like to plant it with me? Yuri stares, dumbfounded. Oh, you probably don't want to get your outfit ready. Yuri grabs one of the shovels. For a second, she stares deeply into my eyes before pulling the shovel out of my hand. I would love to. Aw, now here it is. And it's nighttime. This is really good. This is a really good background, mind you. We didn't get to see the sunset, but we did plant our tree. We stepped back to admire our work. Well, I did most of the work, but I won't say anything to Yuri. There it is. I don't know what to say, Midas. You have really outdone yourself. This is without a doubt the best moment of my life. And it's all thanks to you. Don't mention it. I'd give you the world if I could. But I can't, so I guess we'll settle on a tree. We share a small laugh. A laugh that warms my heart. Yuri stares fixedly on the cherry blossom. Should we give it a name? Are we gonna give it a name? Okay. I mean, I don't usually name plants, but whatever makes you happy, I guess. A name? Well, we planned it together. It's kind of like our child in a way. We'll take care of it, watch it grow. I am not good with names. How about... Oh, we get to name it ourselves? This is new. That was a surprise. I'm just gonna go with generic here. Just name it I can't name it. I can't name it Orchid because it's a Sakura. I was thinking of a flower to associate with Yuri, but I remember it's a Sakura. My mind is so dry. I'll just name it there. Here's the question. If you guys played this mod, do tell what you named your tree. Please do tell me, because if this were like a pet, an animal, or Like an actual child, which I hope we don't get because we're probably too young in the story to have one. I'm not really good at naming things, so Violet it is. How about Violet? I like that name, and I guess that's its name. We stand there for a while enjoying each other's silence. It's not an awkward silence, it's rather relaxing really. Yuri and I simply being in one another's presence. Even with the sky full of stars, I prefer to stare into her eyes. A cold breeze blows through, reminding us of how late it's gotten. Are you ready to go? Not really. I know it's probably better to leave it before it gets later than it already is. I intertwine my hand with hers and we walk home. After a long day, I shower and head to bed. I flop down onto my mattress. Ah, what a day. I hear the water in the guest room turn off. I flash back to the events of the day. It could have been more perfect. It's a shame school starts back up in a few days. I grab my calendar. Next Friday marks the Winter Festival! Okay, the school likes to welcome people back from the holidays with a festival. It's a way to ease back into the school life after vacation. Even more so, however, it's also a way for clubs to recruit members for the spring semester. Wait a minute. This is the first time in a while that the word club has been used, so I wonder, what's Monica gonna do? Clubs. I remember the club that started this all. Monica and the Literature Club. Before I can continue to sulk in my memory stud, my door gently opens. Hello, Midas. It's Yuri. Thank you for today. You're very welcome. I'm still laying on my back, so my words are spoken to the ceiling. Yuri takes a seat on the bed. This day was really special. I'm glad. There's one more thing. Huh? I get up and open my drawer. I pull out a sheet of paper. I wrote this after yesterday. It's a thank you. Do we get to see it? I hand Yuri the paper. I then lay back down onto the bed. She stares a bit dumbfounded at me before turning to the paper. Yep, we get to read it. Lost in the dark. Concrete surrounds me on every side. Every direction is nothing but pitch black. I cannot even see what is in inches in front of me. I'm lost. Which way's up? Which way's down? Forward, back? This tunnel of darkness consumes me. I only hear my light footsteps atop the gravel. I move toward sorry. I'm getting so giggly inside. I move slowly forward as if I'm chained to weights, dragging my feet as the gravel beneath kicks up. As I move, the chains grow heavier and heavier. My head feels heavy. The fear of the abyss eats me. My legs buckle and I collapse onto my hands and knees. The small pebbles in the gravel stab into my palms. I begin to lose hope, and I give into the darkness. Slowly I'm blinded, not by dark but by bright light, a glowing light piercing my retinas in this endless tunnel. In the center of the light is a girl. She takes a step, she takes another, and another, until she stands above me. I stare at her in disbelief as she holds out her hand. I reach out for her. The moment my skin makes contact with hers, I'm transported out of the darkness. I can see, hear, feel. The girl stands beside me, her hair flows in the wind, like an angel who fell from heaven, only for our paths to interlock in the dark, and together we live in the light. Ah ha ha! Oh my goodness. This day couldn't get any better. Oh my goodness. I watch Roy's glide left and right. Another typo, following the words. Eventually she stops, yet continues to stare at the page. Is this really how you feel? I continue to talk to the ceiling. I realized something, Yuri, and yet another typo. All my life I've been running away from my problems. I've been pretending they're not there, bottling them up. And they were slowly eating me away. Eating away at me, sorry. I was lost. I couldn't find my way out of the darkness I put myself into. I looked straight into her lavender eyes. But you were my light. You were the light that guided me. You painted the colors after the world had left me gray. I don't know how to explain it. Love, maybe. I don't know what that word even means if I'm being honest. But it's just how I feel. I want to be with you, Yuri. I want to spend all my time I have with you. And on this earth with you. I can't imagine being with anyone else. I can't imagine. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. Ah! This is so... I can't describe it. No matter how long or how short it is. Even if we're gone tomorrow, at least I'd be happy knowing that I had met you. Because you are single-handedly the best thing to ever happen to me. So thank you. Thank you for being who you are. I'm freaking tearing up here right now. Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's what I think. She looks happy as if I'm an old friend she hasn't seen in years. Her eyes glow in the dim lighting of my room. She stares at me speechless. It's a bit awkward, but I don't dare break the silence either. I just hold her gaze within mine. Time stands still. It's as if my room is a single room floating in space. Only Yuri and me occupying it with no one else to intrude. This is a callback to the Monica room. Yuri moves over to me. This is the teaser image. At least this is the teaser image for Fallen Angel. It's adorable. Oh my goodness. And knowing the context, how could this get any better? What's happening? Midas, you have no idea what your words mean to me. Well, it's just how I feel. Yuri hangs over me with a temptatious glare. Our breaths are heavy. I look at Yuri as if to confirm what's happening. Oh. And the music even stopped. Oh my goodness. I want to do this. Okay. Yuri leans down and her lips meet mine. I've never done this before. The nervousness from when I first met Yuri is back. We're both sweating as if we're lost. We're both at loss as to what to do. I mean, she's wearing a sweater. Oh my goodness. I feel my heart bursting out of my chest. Yuri speaks softly. Neither have I. She's even smiling. Oh my goodness. After that, that was a perfect date. A perfect birthday. Oh my goodness. I hardly remember anything of the last few days. They flew by as school beckoned around the corner. And now I'm here, back in the boring lectures of my classes. I still don't see the point of school. I could just go to school to be an art major. Then I'll have a line of jobs awaiting me. Right? I guess it's not that too bad, however. I mean, that really depends. Is your strength really arts? Because if you were to ask me, I can't draw for shit. It's refreshing seeing my classmates so happily chit-chat about their vacation. Meanwhile, the teacher attempts to obtain everyone's attention. Didn't you say there was like a welcoming festival? The winter festival? Like that's how students are welcomed back from vacation? When is that? I wanna know how that'll go. She fails to do so as the bell for lunch is about to ring. These last 5 minutes go by agonizingly slow. I shove my homework back into my backpack. Homework on the first day back, I'd rather be in prison. I throw my pen in my hand and can't help but overhear the conversation next to me. I'm not purposely being nosy, they're just talking quite loudly. I don't understand why girls can't use their indoor voices. It looks like one girl showing the other a message on her phone. I don't think it's real. Are you saying you don't think we should do something like that? It makes total sense. It's really weird, but I guess it does make sense. And she wonders why people don't okay, now I know who they're talking about. And she wonders why people don't like her. Sounds more like girl drama. I always found it weird how girls like to talk about other girls behind their backs. You're not the only one. The sound of the gates of heaven being opened. I get up from my seat and go to lunch. a nice day, so I choose to eat outside. Unfortunately, Yuri and I don't share the same lunchtime, so I resort to sitting by myself. I go ahead and sit under the large tree in the courtyard, presumably a sakura tree. It makes me think of Violet. I pull out my earphones to listen to music. Over the last few days, I spent some time compiling my favorite songs to make the ultimate music playlist. A collage of all my favorite songs. This list is truly the pinnacle of music. I press play. Like when you have 100 songs in your playlist and you just listen to 10 or maybe even 5. While I'm looking for a song, a shadow appears before me. I take off my headphones and look at the culprit. It's no doubtedly Monica. Never mind. Natsuki? Hey, is for horses. There's that joke again. Why are you going to start every conversation we have like that? It's been a while since Natsuki and I last talked. Last time we saw each other, it was the hospital. Care to take a seat? If I have to. I never said she had to, but she takes a seat on the bench anyway. She pulls out a sandwich from her bag and begins eating. I start to eat for my lunch as well. I should start a conversation. The choice doesn't matter, I have to keep that in mind because the text box is here. Let's save this question for last. I think... Nah, we have to ask this first. Have you gotten any news from the hospital? She pauses. She then solemnly shakes her head. No. I told them to keep me updated if anything happens. And yet I haven't heard anything. I get a lump in my chest. I know it's not good to say... I know it's not good to get any hopes up, but I can't help but pray that Sayori wakes up. I can tell my question left a thickness in the air. Perhaps I should change the topic. Oh, this is actually a good question. Like, if Sayori's gone, where is Natsuki living? I take a look at the sandwich she's eating. Where'd you get that? Home. Or Sayori's home, I should say. Okay, so it looks like she's still there. She's just alone. There's a short, awkward pause, long enough for me to ask another question. So you're taking care of the house, I suppose? Yeah. Her parents can't schedule a flight until next month. Suddenly my food tasted bitter. Not even Sayori's own parents can be here for her. How hard can it possibly be to schedule a flight to see your daughter in a coma? I decide to ask a more personal question. What about your dad? She stops bringing her food towards her mouth, lips partly open. What about him? Is he doing alright? She stares hard at her sandwich as if it holds the answer to my question. He's fine. I guess that's all there is to it. He's still broke. The way she's so upfront with that statement baffles me. It's whatever, it's not like I care or anything. Once again, her guard is back up. That's probably all the info I'm gonna get from that topic. Last question, what about school? How's it like being back? It's alright. I miss being able to sleep in, however. I give a small chuckle. What about you? I've been good. Thank you for asking. Don't thank me. I was asking to be polite. It's not like I actually care or anything. That wasn't very polite. I continue to humor Natsuki's fake rudeness. I'm blurring my words. My math class is killing me. At the mention of math, Natsuki begins to go full-on rant mode. Don't get me started. She starts anyway. I don't understand how they expect us to understand any of this. It's like learning a new language. Since when did math become more letters than numbers? And what the hell even is trigonometry? It makes absolutely no sense. Find X my ass. How about you find a subject we're teaching? Sokato, I mean, just know that, and then you basically know 90% of trigonometry. Everything falls onto those three. And the theorem, the Pythagorean theorem. At least from my experience. After basic algebra, everything else is useless. Oh, and imaginary numbers. Those aren't even real! I mean, it's imaginary. They think it's okay to just make up stuff. They follow such strict rules and then go and add other rules if something doesn't work properly. Seriously, why do math classes even exist? We have calculators for a reason. My teachers act like my life will be dependent on whether I can find a parallel line given a slope and a point. Natsuki huffs in frustration. It's a bit funny seeing her get flustered over something like math. She continues to eat her sandwich. I finish up what's left of my lunch. Excuse me. What is wrong with you? What? You're disgusting. Everyone burps, Natsuki. I said, excuse me. Haven't you ever thought to not burp in front of a lady? Since when were you a lady? Natsuki looks like she's about to burst from rage. But then she just let out a long sigh and the face creeps up her face. Fine, you win this one. Ha, 1 point for us. Everything's gotta be a competition with you, huh? Yep. Also, Midas, what are you and Yuri doing for the festival? I don't know, probably just gonna walk around and stuff. Would it be fine if Natsuki fumbles with her words. You're more than welcome to come in as Natsuki. Spend the festival with you and Yuri? She mumbles the words quickly and quietly. That sounds like fun. Oh, alright, I wouldn't have cared if you said no or whatever. Sure, Natsuki. This is why I love it. This is why I love Natsuki. Just that dynamic alone. Like, even as friends, I just love how Natsuki is always... Tsunderes are very good, okay? S tier. I decided to walk Natsuki to her class once the lunch bell rang. She called me a stalker, but besides that didn't protest me up walking with her. Besides that... Hey, you see that? What? I stop in front of the main office. I point to a small rectangular box on the wall. It's the school thermostat. I walk up to it. 75 degrees! They do have the AC off! We're in winter, why would the school turn the AC on? No one understands. I mean, that's just our inside joke to ourselves. I'm in my next class. English. I genuinely despise English class. I already speak it. Why do I have to take a class on it? The teacher lectures on the proper way to use a semicolon. In the seat in front of me... Oh wait, in the seat in front of the seat right of mine, a boy is on his phone checking messages. The text is too small to read, but I can tell it's a very long message, and if that's the guy's girlfriend, he's toast. Yep, he must have gotten in trouble with his girlfriend or something. He stifles a laugh. Maybe a previous accusation was wrong. And when a message is about... Midas! The teacher calls out my name. Uh-oh. Do you know the answer to the question? I don't even know what the question we're on. This is how I die, isn't it? I suppose there's no harm in guessing. B. The students hold in their laughter. What? The question is a fill in the blank. Oof. Alright, Midas, think of something. I'm sorry, I thought it was a trick question. The teacher looks at me with a blank face. I wonder what my tombstone will read. Died of embarrassment. Just when I think the teacher's gonna kill me, he breaks into a laugh. Alright, Stacy, do you have an answer? Oh, I can't believe that worked. I go back to daydreaming. I glance at the teacher and see what he's writing on something on the board. I sneakily pull my phone out of my pocket. It's you again. Welcome back. Welcome back to what? School? This person is a student. I look around at the class, no one looks suspicious. I tried to warn you that it would come to this. Come to what? I look up to see the teacher when his back is turned. With his back turned. I use this time to type out a message. Who are you and what are you talking about? I gave you the chance to stop, but you didn't listen. You broke my heart, I'm gonna break something of yours. Over dramatic much? What does that even mean? The ringing of the bell shocks me out of my thought process. I shove my phone back into my pocket and try to forget this ever happened. It's been a long day, but I'm home. Did I even see Yuri today? Where even is Yuri? Oh no! I should at least text her. I pick up my phone and send a message. Sorry I didn't see you today. How was school? Fine, thank you for asking. I saw Natsuki today. What did she say? We just talked about different things and she asked if she could hang out with us during the festival. I told her she could. Okay. Okay? I guess the conversation ends here there. I lay down and look at the ceiling. For the first day, it wasn't so bad. Perhaps this semester will actually go smoothly. Why do I have a feeling that smoothly isn't a good way to say it? I swipe dismiss on my phone alarm. The sunlight creeps through my blinds and fills the room. I use my last reserves of willpower to climb out of bed. Wait a minute. Today's the festival! Remembering that all of a sudden gives you a burst of energy. Today shall be a fantastic day. With a clean school uniform and freshly brushed teeth, I start to make breakfast. I place 2 Pop-Tarts in the toaster. I begin to think all of the cool activities that the school will have today. Just thinking about all the unique foods that will be there because my stomach to rumble. My 2 s'mores Pop-Tarts are ready. I go to grab them. Oh fuck! I nearly give myself first-degree burns trying to grab them. In a quick motion, I grab the pastries with my fingertips and drop them onto a plate. Breakfast time! I finish my meal and check the clock. It's festival time. I grab my daily essentials and depart from my house. I arrive at the courtyard where the festival is being held. Standing there, I realize something. On festival days, we're not required to wear our uniforms. Go back! I look around and see people in t-shirts, jeans, hoodies, leggings, etc. And at the end of my blazer begin to feel very stupid. Hello, Midas. I hear a voice call to me. I turn to my heel. Oh god, we're in our uniform. And see Yuri and Natsuki. You found me. How was your morning? It wasn't bad. You must have left before me, Natsuki. I didn't see you in Sayori's house. But unlike some people, I actually wake up early. Yeah, I did wake up early. I was just busy eating breakfast. And putting your school uniform on. Yeah, I forgot it's not required today. I guess it's better than you wearing a kimono. No, Yuri. Why, Yuri? You betrayed us. No. I turn my face turns bright red and look at Yuri. I'm sorry, I thought it was funny. I'm never going to live with that now, am I? Nope. The girls continue to laugh at my expense. At least it's not Ski. I mean, if it was a total stranger, I would be totally pissed off. That's enough. So where are we going first? I don't know, Yuri. What do you want to do? I'm not good with decisions. Of course. But since both of you are useless, hey, I'll decide where we go. Follow me. At the other end of the courtyard, we have to put up different stalls with games. Or they have to put up different stalls with games. Natsuki points to a particular stall. There! I follow her finger. A dunk tank? We step closer to it. You want to get in a dunk tank? Not me, you dummy! You! Why me? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Why, are you scared of getting wet? Or so I just prefer to stay dry. You're no fun. I hear a large voice from behind us. Hey yo, ma! I turn to see a small group of boys looking in our direction. The one who seemed to have shouted at us looks like the definition of asshole. Sleeve is short to show off his quote-unquote biceps. No hanging jeans, gold chains which are probably fake. Girl with bust, why don't you get in the tank? Oh god. Another guy snickers to the group. I wouldn't mind seeing you in a wet t-shirt. It doesn't take long for me to realize they're talking about Yuri. The douche group continues to laugh between themselves. I can't believe those assholes! Why are they even at school? Midas, aren't you gonna do something? You can't just let them talk to Yuri like that. Right, Yuri? Yuri? Yuri's completely stricken from the current situation. Yuri, alright? She's not! Can we please go? What, and let them get away with it? Look at them! I turned back to the group of boys who are still watching us. Well, are you gonna give us a show or not? Midas, do something! I look at Natsuki's face filled with rage, then turn to Yuri's petrified expression. Then to the douchebags carelessly laughing at us. I would like to give him a piece of my mind, but perhaps I should let it go. Do I stand up for Yuri? Would she even want me to stand up? Let's confront these douches. Come on. I walk towards the boys. Hey, asshole! Midas, wait! The main boy looks at me. What did you say? We stand inches from each other. It's now only that I realize he has a half foot in he has a foot in height above me. I mean, if this were me in real life, I wouldn't even bother. Like, I would just walk away, but I just wanted to see how this will go down. I don't think you should be saying stuff like that. Did your parents not teach you manners? Listen here, little punk, I could kick your ass right now. I'll fuck you up. Can't you be worse? Can't be worse than what I did to your mom last night. Oh damn, dude, he got you. Hey, shut up! He shouts it to his group of friends. I'm going to tell you this once. He grabs me with a shirt collar and pulls me closer to him. You take that back, or I take your kneecaps. I begin to sweat profusely. I try not to show my fear, but I did a bad job at that. So what will it... He looks over at my shoulder. Quickly lets go and jumps about a 2 feet back. I look back to see a teacher watching us arms crossed. The douchebag looks at me again. You got lucky this time. You better watch out, punk. The group of boys turn around and walk away. Midas, are you okay? That was badass! Okay. I mean, I'm not the type of guy to confront a lot of people. I mean, I'm very shy as a person, but I just wanted to see how that'll go down. That was badass! I'm fine, thank you. They won't be messing with us anymore. That was like the coolest thing I've ever done! I didn't think it was very cool. I mean, look at the context. This girl reads manga and probably watches anime. This one doesn't. I didn't think that was very cool. You could have gotten hurt. Calm down, Yuri. He's fine. I'm just relieved I didn't get punched in the face. I mean, even if you did, this is to school, and I'm pretty sure teachers are walking around during the festival. That would really ruin the day. Hopefully we can move on now. Don't worry. They won't be bothering us anytime soon. I'm glad that situation was handled. I hear rumbling coming from Natsuki's stomach. Hungry? I'm always hungry. If it was Sayori who said that, I would be laughing. But now, if it's Natsuki, I feel sorry. What about you, Yuri? I suppose I could eat something. It's nice to see you haven't changed at all, Yuri. What's that supposed to mean? Anyway. Huh? You said anyways. The correct term is anyway. Anyway is an adverb. Thusly cannot be Shut up, nerd. I'm not here to learn. I'm hungry, so let's find something to eat. Well, that didn't go how I wanted it to. Okay. We go back to the other side of the courtyard. So many choices. I pan my view to all the different stalls. From noodles to pizza to candy to squid. What do you get to thinking? I turn my head to see that both of them are fixated by a certain stall. They both look like they're in a daze, their mouths agape. Following their gaze, I see what they are being entranced by. Chocolate? Let's go there. I agree. I too would like to see what the stall has. Alright, let's go. We make our way to the stall. A girl with red braids and thick glasses is manning the stall. Hello, Amy. The girl's name must be Amy, who hates spiders. The way Natsuki greeted her makes it sound like they're arch rivals. Hey Natsuki, it's good to see you again. Amy's tone is a complete opposite. The way she greeted her makes it seem like they're longtime friends. What have you been up to? I've been spending a lot of time volunteering at the animal shelter recently. What a nice girl. Natsuki leads into my ear. I freaking hate her. Why? You see anything you like? Natsuki never answers my question. Yuri and Natsuki hover on the assortment of chocolates like the predator over its prey. They start to point out all the things they like. I prefer some real food! Hey, do you girls mind if I leave you here while I go grab some pizza? Hey, whatever. Okay then. I take my leave. 2 slices, please. I handed my pepperoni pizza. I drool over my greasy covered plate. Pizza time! Now let me return to the girls. Whilst walking back, I'm intercepted by a familiar face. The only possible person who can ever intercept me, because if Sayori were going to intercept me, that would basically mean that she's walking while in a coma. Hi, Midas. And here I thought I would have a good day. What do you want? We haven't seen each other in weeks, and that's how you greet me? Instead of responding, I take a bite of my pizza, leaving an awkward silence. We really didn't leave on good terms. Midas, please, can we forget about that past for 1 second? Fine. I wanted to know what happened to Sayori. Sayori? I guess despite what happened, Monica and Sayori still remain friends. Monica's probably worried about her, just as much as I am. Even if I don't really like Monica, I'd feel wrong if I didn't inform her about Sayori. She's in the hospital. Comatose. I send the words out with a shaky voice. Monica looks devastated, but she doesn't say anything. Perhaps she does love her friends after all. I'm sorry. It's fine. You can't change what happened. Monica straightens up and returns to her usual poised persona. Thank you for telling me, Midas. I have to go now. Go where? Get new members for the club. New members? The school board said this festival was my last chance to get members, or the literature club will be cancelled. I thought it was already cancelled! I should feel bad, but I don't. Have I become numb to emotions? It's Monica's fault that the club was disbanded in the first place. It wasn't me who steered the pot by joining. Without anything left to say, Monica walks off. That was a random interaction. Out of everyone in the school I had ran into Monica. I walk over to where I left the girls with my now cold pizza. It's about time. I was beginning to think you ditched us. Natsuki Midas would never do that. The pizza line was long. I look at what they're holding. They each have bags full of sweets in their hands. That's a lot of chocolate. The stand begins to get more and more crowded as students gather around. Welcome, everyone! Now that all proceeds will be given to charities to give sick animals in need. Or to help sick animals in need. What a nice girl. Look at her. Disgusting. I still don't know what Natsuki's vendetta against Amy is, but it's probably best not to ask. Once again, we walk back to the other end of the courtyard to find a table to sit at. In the amount of time it took to walk over here, I have already consumed my triangular meal. We finally arrive at the table under the big cherry blossom. Once again, this tree reminds me of Violet. I wonder if it'll ever grow this big. Natsuki and Yuri begin to drink their bags of chocolate. You know, eating all that sugar will only lead you to crashing later. Oh, don't worry, Midas. I'm only going to eat a little bit. Yeah, right. This chocolate will have a little effect on me. Sugar doesn't actually make you crash. Where are your sources on that? Dude, just trust me. I dismiss Natsuki's unfactual logic. I notice a sheet of paper sticking out of Natsuki's purse. What's that? A poem. May I see it? No. Why not? You wouldn't like it. That's what you said the last time. Fine. She gestures at me as to say I don't care what you do. I pull the sheet out of her bag and unfold it. Yuri slides next to me to read it too. Yet another custom poem. I mean, I was only expecting poems for Yuri, but we even have one from Natsuki. The past is a cold place, a time I try to forget, an abyss that stares into my face, a place I can't run from just yet. The present is an odd place, a place for all who live, a location lost in space, a time with nothing to give. The future is a dangerous place, a period where dreams come alive, arriving soon with no time to brace, only if you are able to survive. Time is in the palm of my hand, but there are things I can't understand. The only thing I know is to keep your hopes high and your head down low. Looks like Natsuki's poem style hasn't changed too much. It's simple yet impactful. This poem seems to be about the future. Do you have any plans after school? Somewhat. That's fine, I don't really have a plan either. The future is scary to think about, yet everyone tells you to always think about it. The people tell you don't worry about it, but if you worry, how will you be ready? But if you don't worry, how will you be ready? And time just ticks away and the future marches even closer relentlessly and... Yuri, calm down! I'll probably just go to college like everyone else. Any ideas as to what to major? Cooking, obviously. I'm good at it, and it's what I enjoy doing. And if I can make a job out of doing what I love, then that would be a dream. Good to see Natsuki had the luxury of having her life in order. I haven't had the slightest clue as to what I want to do. You're not the only one. What about you, Yuri? What do you want to do? I wish I could do something I love. Well, what would you like to do? What do you like to do? Reading. Yuri mumbles her words as if she's embarrassed about her hobbies. Why don't you write a book? Become an author. An author? That'll be awesome, Yuri! You could get famous! Famous? I don't think I want that. What if you used a pen name? Write under an alias, without actually disclosing who you are. You're a fantastic writer, Yuri. Probably the best writer I know. It'd be awful for you to waste your potential. Plus, nowadays, thanks to the internet, it's super easy to publicize your work. I suppose you're right. Of course I am. I begin to slowly relax in my seat. Our future isn't exactly a comfortable topic to talk about, but it's so important. What do we do after we graduate? Where do we go? Will Yuri and I still be together? I don't know what the future holds for us. But if that future involves her, I'll be happy. The afternoon sky begins to take hold as the girls talk about different things. Eventually, Natsuki stands up. I have to start heading home now. It was nice spending the day with you. It was nice hanging out with you too, Natsuki. Gross. We all share a laugh. The only laugh you can have when surrounded by friends. A laugh that takes a moment and encases it in your head forever. It's a memory you wish you could hold on to just a little bit longer. But we end up saying our final goodbyes and Natsuki soon disappears into the crowd. Now it's just Yuri and me under the shaded cherry blossom in the center of the courtyard. I had a lot of fun today, Midas. I did too. The orange sun shines its light against my face, or straight into my face. The large horde of students has almost diminished to just a few groups as well. Shall we walk home? Yuri flashes a smile brighter than the sun in my face. Let's go. I guess this is where we part ways? I'd prefer to get a good night's sleep after today. I understand, I just want to go to bed too. I'll see you tomorrow. I may have a follow-up appointment. I have my follow-up appointment tomorrow, correct? Yeah. Dr. Langton just wants to see how you're holding up with the medication. Of course. You guys always seem nervous about Dr. Langton. But she's doing great. I don't believe she's even shown any noticeable side effects. Good night, Midas. She lays a quick kiss upon my lips before turning and vanishing into her home. Good night. The last remaining bit of sunlight has left me. I walk alone on the lamp-lit sidewalk. I gaze into the lights, the rays of lights in the dark, and watch the dust float through them. My feet stop in their tracks in front of Sayori's house. There's an emptiness in my gut. Sayori's burial light is on. Part of me imagines that it's Sayori. Maybe she woke up and returned home safely. I blow out and watch my breath form mist in the cool nighttime air. The last remaining lights in Sayori's house all suddenly flick off. Now I simply stand in the dark, beneath the halo of a street lamp. I let out a sigh once more. But I don't want to catch a cold out here now. I begin to step inside my house and go to sleep.